Buenos días.
Buenos días. Oh, you have a good Spanish.
Uh,
No,
He
I
can
can
say
say
buenos dias
I can say
well
buenos.
enough to get himself in trouble.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
I can also say mi español es muy muy malo.
okay, that's good. That's something.
His idea is to try and say, I can't speak Spanish well enough that people will ask him a question in Spanish.
Yeah,
Mine
you
is
can,
to just,
you
I
can
can't
think.
speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean,
No habla
is this
español.
it could be correct? Something like beben café?
Okay. Okay, you've got something.
Drinking coffee?
You're
You know.
drinking coffee. Okay, that's fine. How are you? Are you ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. So you just announced your Red, Green, Blue World Tour, which will take you to the US, Canada, Latin America, Australia, and New Zealand, right? How do you prepare for this world tour?
Well, you pack a lot of clothes. It's a long tour.
And a lot of instruments.
Yes, it's a long tour. This, we started in June in Europe. We'll go through November. Honestly, we've been waiting to do it for a long time because this last couple of years, we haven't been able to tour. No one's been able to tour. So I feel like we've been preparing for
Well, the Red, Green, Blue.
Let's go.
The Red, Green, Blue album actually would not have been made in the way that it was made and in the time that it was made because without some of the pause of touring because we released a record in 2021 that was supposed to come out in 2020. And actually this tour that we're on now is basically the tour that was supposed to happen in 2020. So we've been very, very, as Zach said, getting prepared for this tour for a long time. Very excited about it. I will say one of the best things about this tour is I feel a different energy in the audience in a very cool way. The audience feels really excited in kind of a special, almost like they were hungry for this experience in a new way. It's not just excitement; it's like joy.
Joy, yeah.
Or like a relief, like, oh my gosh, I'm finally here. And also we're noticing too that whether it's a combination of new fans or people that haven't seen you before, or whether it's also fans that are bringing their families in some cases and other things. So you're seeing a lot of evolution in the audience in these shows, which I think has been really, really cool. We're seeing a lot more of the kind of 3 generations of fans that are coming to shows.
That's nice. You released Red, Green, Blue, a new album composed by your 3 solo projects. That's incredible. How was the work for this album and how did you experience this premiere?
Yeah. Well, it's a very cool project to do. It's something that we like that one of the things that makes our band unique is having 3 singers and 3 writers and this, you can talk about it, but it's much cooler to simply show people what that means. It's been a source of a lot of longevity and reinvention for us over the years. But it's awesome to look out in the crowd and see people, Team Blue, Team Red, Team Green, these kind of things. And I think that we're all our approaches are all different in such a way that it's not a division really where people say, oh, I only like this. It's sort of like different flavors of ice cream. Well, on Tuesday I want vanilla, and on Wednesday I want chocolate. And so it's been great, and in this context, like I was saying, touring after not being able to for a long time, and that sort of sense of there's this elation, this joy in the audience that people are so happy to be back together, sharing these moments as communities and crowds and with their friends. It makes it particularly special. So it's been great so far.
Okay, that's incredible. And you celebrate 30 years playing together. My God, I was not even born. I'm 25. So what things have changed in these years playing together, and how do you live this anniversary?
A lot of things have changed. A lot of things. I mean, the music business has changed a lot, amongst other things. I think I think one of the coolest things about what has changed is that we have so much direct contact with the audience now that was the kind of thing that 25 years ago you would have dreamed of having.
Yeah.
And we found our ways to kind of connect with the audience by starting an online website and fan club back in the year 2000, and kind of creating ways for people to kind of connect with each other in message boards and things like that. But social media, the way that it is now, would have been just absolutely mind-boggling and an amazing experience. So I think those are really positive things. I think some of the challenges that that we have faced in the business of music is unique.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We had to start our own record label about almost 20 years ago because of a bad fit between corporate mergers. It didn't work out very well, and we kind of didn't feel like we had a home there anymore. But you know what all you can do is put your best foot forward and make the music that you're proud of, and go out into the world and say, this is what I'm excited to play for you. And luckily, 30 years into people are still showing up.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. Any musician, I think that it would be like proud, or I don't know, but yeah, it's incredible.
It's what you dream of.
Yeah, it's all your dream of, really. So on October 6th, you will be arriving here at the Teatro Gran Rivadavia in Buenos Aires. How do you prepare for this show, and what can you advance us about it?
Well, here's the good news. We will have been touring for several months, and so we are practiced.
Okay.
We're practiced for the show. But yeah, so how do we prepare? This show is a mix of things. It is sort of celebrating our 30th anniversary, so we're playing a lot of music from all throughout our history. But it also is a brand new album, so Red, Green, Blue. So we definitely want to play songs from the new album. And so you make this kind of mix of the old and the new, and thinking about being a fan. What would I want if I was going to see my favorite band? And this is probably hopefully you land on that perfect combination of kind of exciting people with things they didn't expect, but giving them all their those memories, those nostalgic moments, those things that are like, oh, that's my song. Those two. And mostly, I mean, for us, it's about going on stage and having a great time, right? And when you're having a great time, that translates to the audience, and you feed off of each other.
I'm hoping that I can come up with a few well-memorized Spanish phrases to say out loud, so that the audience
You're good at it. So
will more clearly resonate with some of the stories behind the song.
Right. We're so happy to be in Argentina. We love your meat.
Yeah, and the audience in Argentina, I think it's the best one. I love the audience.
Oh yeah.
We definitely haven't
amazing crowds in Argentina.
Enjoyed our times in Argentina.
Here is the sound of everything that you've been.
My last question is, what are your next plans, and what is coming for you in 2023?
Yeah, good question. So, right now our focus has definitely been on this album. We've released 2 albums in the last 2 years, which has been kind of the most ever. But 2022, we always start off with a special event called Back to the Island. Every year we do. So 2023, we'll start off with this island getaway where we took over a resort, and fans come and they watch concerts every night on the beach. And then I think, a lot of sort of dreaming about the future. I mean, we're still, our focus has been on this album, but there's still so much to do. We've been a band for 30 years, but I'm 36. We're not. There's a lot of potential.
We started
futures.
early.
Yeah, and I think we're not exactly sure. I think this is a really good time for us to kind of be exploring and thinking about how we want to tell our next story. This album was very unique, 3 parts. The album before this that came out last year, we released 7 songs, one at a time, with music videos. The album before that was with a symphony. It was a 22-song symphony double album. So I think we're dreaming big, and we're just not quite ready to share where we're going next.
Yeah.
The moon.
Yeah. I would also say too that one of the things that is really interesting to me about this new record, and which is, I think, reflects on what Zach was saying here about telling stories and kind of dreaming big, is that I think what we hope from Red, Green, Blue that people see is the kind of differences between the brothers in a good way, and also what that means as to what creates the band that we are. Because one of the things about the record is it's called Red, Green, Blue, and that happens to be our childhood favorite colors, but it's also a color format. So in LED lights or in things like that, you see red, green, and blue. And the cool thing about that is there are three unique colors, but they are also the colors that make all of the other colors in between. And so for us, it was a double meaning, which is to say, these are these three unique, interesting, kind of different people. But this is also what makes this band a unit.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for other ways to tell those kinds of stories as the years go on. And, you know, who knows exactly what that looks like, but we're excited to keep telling different stories.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. It was my pleasure, and we'll see you soon in October. You will be here, October 6th. Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't